Carrie Rhodes here. Welcome to my craft studio here in Eagle, Idaho. Today I am bringing you episode 4 of my Stamp Set of the Month series, which features the Peekaboo Balloon Stamp and Die Set by Avery Elle. Today I'm going to take a critter from the Peekaboo Pals stamp set to put in my hot air balloon and into my Peekaboo car stamp and die set that I'm going to coordinate with this. Not only that, but this card is also going to be a pull tab card. So you'll have an interactive element on this card, and I'm sorry to say it's another Slimline card because it's just like the perfect size for this particular stamp set. Or for me, I'm in love with Slimline. So that's what I'm doing today. Let's go ahead and get started. I am starting out by stamping the images for my card. I'm going to use the hot air balloon, the car, and the koala bear. I decided to use the koala bear because I just wanted to let all of you out there who are from Australia, have loved ones in Australia, that I am thinking of you and praying for you as this devastation with the wildfires is continuing to affect lots of people. So I'm stamping 2 koala bears, one for the car and one for the balloon, and here are the Copic markers that I will be coloring with today. I'm going to start out by showing you a technique on how to color this balloon with one color in each of the sections. So it will be a multicolored balloon, but for each section I'm only using one Copic marker, but I still want to have that highlight down the center of the balloon, which makes it look more round and gives it a sense that light is hitting it. So what I'm doing is flicking the color out from the edge on each side, leaving white in the middle, and then as I'm flicking it, I'm leaving less and less white, but the edges or corners are getting darker. So this is all just with one marker. Once I have it about where I want it, then I'm going to bring in the colorless blender and I'm going to blend the color in the middle together. It does move the color around, it pushes it, and so it will leave a lighter area there in the center. So now I'm coming in with R20 and doing the exact same thing in this next section of the balloon, working my way towards the center, trying to keep that with the least amount of color and getting saturated color on the edges so it will appear darker. And then bringing the colorless blender in and blending out the center for that nice highlight. For the third section, I am using my favorite red, R29 Lipstick Red, and doing the same exact technique and flicking it towards the center so the lines, they kind of spread thinner at the end when you flick it out, so it leaves a less concentrated amount of ink. And then again with the colorless blender for the center. I'll repeat those 3 colors to finish out the balloon, and then I'm going to move on to the basket area, which I'm going to do kind of the same way, but I am using 2 different colors on the basket. So here you'll see that I finish out the rest of the balloon and then go in with some browns. This is E13 and E11 that I'm using. I have greatly sped this up because I'm a slow colorer. I just really enjoy it. I like to take my time, and so you get to see the sped up version of this. And I am a very basic Copic colorist. If I have like a super cool technique, then that's the part I'm going to slow down and show you like I did for the hot air balloon. All right, for this car, I'm using those same 3 markers, the light pink, the bright pink, the red, and as you can probably guess, these 3 markers were not made to blend together. That doesn't mean that it's not going to work for this car. It just means that I had to work a little bit harder to get these to blend together and look a little bit more seamless. My intention was for this card to be bright pink, to use the red as my shadowy areas and then the light pink to blend them together. I ended up having to use way more of that medium pink color or that bright pink color to fill in than I wanted to, but in the end I really did like how the card turned out and I was happy with it. So I just am trying to use the markers that I have right now, as you probably have the same issue, instead of buying a ton of new markers because they're expensive. We got to build that collection up slowly, right? All right, so now I'm using some cool grays for the grill on my car and the tires. These range from C4 to C10 on here, and I just made the inside of the grate darker and the outside lighter, so to give it some depth. And then I used B00 on the headlights. And look at this die cut car. So cute. So I'll finish die cutting out my pieces. I'm also going to take the hot air balloon die and die cut an extra balloon just to put on the back of my balloon because I need it to be a little bit more sturdy because it's only going to be attached at one small point for the pull tab. All right, so I'm putting my little koala in the car and putting his hands on the steering wheel. If this doesn't make you as happy as it makes me, let me just share my joy with you. Like, that is so cute. Okay. Now let's put the little koala in the balloon and have his little hand stick out. I'm telling you, this hot air balloon has been so fun to make cards with. I really do love it. And that's what I'm sharing with you every week. All right, so here comes that second balloon. I'm going to flip my colored one over, and now I'm putting glue on what would be the front side of this die cut, and then I'll sandwich those together, making it a little bit more sturdy for my card. And there's my two pieces all put together. And now I'm going to stamp a sentiment for this card. It is also from the Peekaboo Balloon set. It says, "Sending love." I'm going to stamp that in the center of this gray panel and emboss that with white embossing powder. This little piece is going to be like the little pavement or cement concrete road for my car to drive on. This is going onto my card front, which measures 9 1/8 by 3 3/4. And then I'm going to lay out my pieces here so I can get an idea of where my pull tab is going to go. This is the pull tab die set. I'm going to be using these two dies on the card front, and having the balloon there is really going to help me figure out where to put my actual opening for the pull tab. This piece right here cuts the notch in the top of your card so the recipient can grab a hold and move the pull tab mechanism. And now I'm going to take a T-square ruler and make a line down the center of that opening so I can easily line up this tiny little die that creates the opening for the pull tab. I'm bringing back my hot air balloon, and I'm going to use a pencil to just mark in 3 spots where that balloon is, and that will help me eyeball where to put this opening die. I love that Lawn Fawn makes dies that are also tools. If I haven't said that before, I know I've said it before. If you watch my videos, you've heard me say that before, but it's so clever. All right, so I'll run that through the die machine and you can see the tiny little opening it makes, and then the opening there for the mechanism to be grabbed a hold of. Now this curved die I'm not using, that's actually for the toaster that this die came out as an add-on for, the Let's Toast stamp set and die set. Okay, so this piece right here has score lines at the bottom. You're going to fold them in and then fold them back on both sides for kind of a Z shape there. You're going to bring those ends together and insert them from the back of the card and open them up flat, and that is where you're going to attach your image that you want to move up and down on your card. Before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and glue my car into place. It'll go right over that sentiment and onto the road. He's so cute. And once that is ready to go, I can now figure out where on the hot air balloon I want to attach this to that pull tab. So in order to do that, I'm bringing in some temporary adhesive so I can move it up and down and see, do I want to scoot it down? Do I want to move it up? And I did decide to scoot it down a little bit. And I tested that out and knew that was where I wanted it. So now I can come back in with some permanent adhesive. I chose to use some double stick tape. I will peel the backing off of that and go ahead and stick the balloon right to it. And that is as easy as it gets to make a pull tab card. But Lawn Fawn didn't leave us hanging there. There are some other die cuts in this set that help make this more efficient. So when you pull that up and down, you see it kind of wiggles back and forth. So they made this sleeve, and it helps keep that mechanism from moving around. So you're going to put glue on the middle section, put it on the back of the card, and have it be right below that opening. And then you'll wrap the side around and put the glue on the smaller end and fold that over, creating a channel or sleeve for the pull tab mechanism. See how that works? And now it doesn't slide all around. With the pull tab mechanism pushed all the way down, trim off the excess that you don't need, and then we're going to go ahead and put this piece on that has the arrow, and that will just indicate to the recipient that there is an interactive element. I also die cut this from the same light blue cardstock and kept the tiny little arrow so I could paper piece that in for just a cute little effect. Okay, speaking of die cuts, I am also using the Cloud Matte Elle-ments die from Avery Elle. Look at all that you get when you die cut this one time. A frame, a mat, and clouds with pierced edges. You could do so much with this, including paper piecing the clouds back in and having the clouds be a different color from the sky. But today I am only using the die cut clouds. They are so cute. So once I have those laid out, I'll go ahead and glue them into place. And then I'm going to test out my pull tab just to make sure it's not going to catch on any of those clouds. Okay, I decided I needed a little something else, so I took the 2 hearts from the balloon die or balloon stamp set and colored them, and then I'll cut them out for a total of 6 hearts. There's dies for both these tiny little hearts. I love it. And then I'm going to glue those across the basket of the hot air balloon as kind of a banner across there, and I felt like that was just the little something that this card needed. Now this card could easily be a Valentine card, but it doesn't have to be either. Like, you can just send it to somebody as a little love note or a big love note because it fits in a business size envelope. It's large. Okay, now you really want to make sure when mounting your pull tab card front to your card, you are using foam tape because you need that little extra height in order to get your finger in there and pull it up. Now, my Slimline cards measure 9 1/4 by 7 3/4 and are scored at 3 7/8. And you can see my card front fits on there with just a sliver of the white card showing all the way around. All the Slimline cards I've done in this month's series are with these measurements. All right, I'm taking my white gel pen to add some highlights on the balloon. I love adding highlights to the balloon with the white gel pen. It just really makes it look shiny and round. And of course, the car is also shiny, so I'm going to add some gel pen to that as well. And then for my last little embellishment for this card, I am bringing in the Fawn glitter pen. I'm going to add some shimmer to my hearts with this pen, and then also to the headlights. And that finishes up today's card. I hope that you've enjoyed this pull tab card, and make sure you come back next week for episode 5. I get to do this 5 times this month, and I'm so glad because I have another cute idea. So tune in if you're interested in any of the products I've used today. I've listed and linked all of them for you below. You can also see this card on my Facebook, my Instagram, my blog, Pinterest, and I've linked all those places that you can find me below. All right, happy stamping. I'll be back again very soon. Bye.